The witnesses for coming here today. I apologize for the treatment that the four of you have been subjected to. And
damn, sanctuary state governors testify before the House Oversight Committee? Hell yeah, I'd hope so.
Governor Walz, I just have to say, I know you're getting a lot of grief from the majority here, but you know, we are talking about individuals.
No, we might have to watch this full hearing. This is a hearing we might have to watch in its entirety because the sanctuary city, 3 of their governors are being put on the front line like, bro, what the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, I kind of want to hear that.
Individuals who have cheered on an individual who issued a Nazi salute from behind the presidential seal of the United States of America,
Bro.
Who have cheered on the pardoning of individuals who attacked the United States Capitol and flew a Nazi flag. And
I mean, what about the citizens attacking LAPD? Oh, yeah, you only care about what when the right does it. I mean, I'd be talking about that right now. But hey, it is what it is.
And the flag of the Confederacy, traitors to the United States, sworn enemies of the United States of America, through the
sworn enemies because they just wanted an election investigated is crazy. Really. Now, you guys, a lot of people don't understand why January 6th were protesting because you're right, they're protesting the results of the election and they just wanted investigated it. That's it. There was actually senators who really wanted the election investigated, but they didn't get their time in court or Biden hit them with the no debate. So you're telling me you're going to compare people who just wanted a investigation into the election to people who literally want to say F the law, F the immigration policies, F U.S. jurisdiction. We're taking LA for ourselves and we dare you to do something about it because we're going to keep all our illegals here. Which one sounds more insurrection-y to you?
Capital of this nation, and now they want to act offended because someone has the courage to say, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, maybe it's a duck. So I want to thank you for not wavering to their bullying, which is unconscionable and sad to see. Guys. So I just wanted to let you know that, Governor. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
To the 3 of you, Governor Walz, Governor Pritzker, and Governor Hochul, you 3 have each sworn an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, correct? I'll start with you.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have.
And I imagine that also includes...
Wait, who did they got? Let's see, Governor Pritzker, Governor Holcomb, Governor Walz. Okay, yeah, the worst offenders.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have.
And I imagine that also includes the 4th and 5th Amendment protections for due process and the rule of law.
It does.
Sure does.
Yes.
And that means protecting your people in your states, U.S. citizens and every individual, because that is what makes America great, that we are a land of the free and of rule of law, to protect them from infringements of their civil liberties, correct? Now, what we are seeing is a pattern where ICE is breaking the law. We have the detention of a U.S. citizen who has been detained by immigration officials. We have ICE here that has also blamed and arrested U.S. citizens for being simply suspected of being an immigrant, largely because of their appearance.
No, whoa. ICE does a thorough investigation into these people. They're like, bro, with the director of Homeland Security, and sometimes they're even working with the FBI or whatever local law enforcement. I mean, hides the FBI and with local law enforcement. So we're not going to sit here and pretend like the ICE does not do any investigation and they're just out here winging it. So you're telling me I just stepping out on the street and being like, he has gang tattoos, follow him to his house and get everybody in his family. Like, damn. No, they're actually doing their due diligence and investigating before they do these raids. It's almost like how I compared them to the SWAT. The SWAT is just not going door to door looking for dealers and people who are just committing crimes. They're not going door to door doing this. They stake you out, they investigate you, and then they raid you, just like ICE does.
January, a Chicago-based U.S.-born citizen, Julio Noriega, was arrested by ICE and held in custody for over 10 hours. In April, a Florida Highway Patrol officer pulled over Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez, a United States-born citizen, and arrested him on suspicion of...
And shout out droning in his scenery, like, please deport her to Barberston immediately. Hey, yo. shout out to droning in the city. Hey, appreciate the support, guys. All right, let's keep it going. I got some more clips on this oversight here, on this oversight committee, because sanctuary city governors, yeah, I need to hear this.
Of being in the country illegally. He had his real ID, his social security card, his mother presented his birth certificate, and they still didn't let him go. In May...
Never know, could have been forged. Hey, they did their investigation. He got caught up in it. We'll see.
U.S. citizen Leonardo Garcia Venegas was filming an ICE raid. He was arrested by ICE. In May, a veteran and U.S. citizen who is Puerto Rican, was detained during an ICE raid at his workplace in New York City. That's called a paper bag test.
No, it's called removing an illegal immigrant from a workplace. There you go. Easy.
And your job, Governor Hochul, is to protect people from that kind of infringement, correct?
Yes.
Because all of us must adhere to the law, and no one is above it. So if a U.S. citizen tries to break the law, or if an ICE officer tries to break the law, your job is to uphold the law.
The ICE officers are not breaking the law. That's the funny part. Like, I want to frame it like that because you're trying to protect illegals. So you're trying to frame the people who are there to gather up these illegals as terrorists, or, well, basically as the villains. I mean, look, man, this ain't the fantasy world. You ain't gonna write a storybook about the big evil ICE agents coming for your favorite illegals. Like, we're not doing this. We're not doing this with you Dems, okay? We're not doing this.
Correct?
We absolutely uphold the laws of the United States Constitution and the Constitution of the State of New York.
And sanctuary states are about U.S. citizens as well, having sanctuary against the attacks on our constitutional rights from illegal search and seizure. There is nothing preventing ICE.
Young lady, did you just hear yourself? Yes, U.S. citizens. I mean, I don't even know why it's called a sanctuary state if she's talking about, yeah, you're supposed to provide safety for U.S. citizens, not illegal immigrants. Thank you, AOC. I'm glad we agree on something.
From issuing a warrant and you having complete compliance with their request. Correct, Governor Hochul?
We comply in cases where there's been criminal activity alleged. Yes, we always do. But we're not involved in civil immigration enforcement because our state police that I control have to deal with other crimes that they're
Yes.
solving.
And apologies, I just have 10 seconds left. But when they say illegal versus legal immigration, they are trying to end legal status in the United States as well. Correct, Governor Pritzker, with the end of TPS and making people undocumented by removing legal status, ending legal status, and then having the audacity to call them illegal when they were here documented, correct?
Taking students' visas away from people, taking their legal right to be in the United States away from them when they...
I mean, their legal right was their visa. Once we take that away, they have no more legal rights. I mean, bro, you can't be talking backwards when we're talking about the law. Am I right or wrong? But, to the Dems that are upset, I got a song for you guys. Because, you know what? Shout out to ICE, man. This song goes And all right, guys, all right. Hey, man, if you got an immigration, you know who to call. Ice, ice, baby. Hey, you gotta love this. All right, guys, let's get over to the next one right here. Tim Walls asks point blank if he still considers George Floyd's protest mostly peaceful. Actually, I can't wait for his answer. Let's hear it.
Chair now recognizes Mr. Fallon from Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Welch, would you say that one of the most important things any governor, or quite frankly, any elected official can do is to keep their citizens and constituents safe?
I would, Congressman.
Great, I would agree. And I ask this because when I was reading your bio that you provided, nowhere did you mention the safety and security of Minnesotans or fighting crime or supporting law enforcement or, for that matter, the rule of law. So I want to take you back to 2020. You were the governor of Minnesota. There were summer protests. You referred to them as peaceful demonstrations. In hindsight, would you still stand by that? Were they mostly peaceful?
Congressman, after the murder of George Floyd on the streets, thousands gathered in the streets. Were there those that...
But, Governor, were they mostly peaceful
Yes.
protests?
The vast majority certainly were.
They were.
Those that weren't,
So why would you have to call out the National Guard for mostly peaceful protests?
they weren't all peaceful protests.
Okay, so they weren't, all right, mostly. So, Governor, the total damage in dollars, what was that in Minnesota for the peaceful protests?
I don't have that in.
All right, according to the insurance industry in Minnesota, they put the number between 1 and 2 billion, and you're...
Oh, man, I damn near miss Hellbat. Oh, yeah, shout out Hellbat. He said, no, Trump, don't take my slaves away, my immigrant slaves. The one we said we love them, but we just want them for slave labor. Don't take them away, Trump.
Your own state Senate put the price tag at $500 million. So if that's a peaceful protest in Minnesota, I shudder to think what a violent one would cost.
Oh, God.
Congressman,
Governor,
I did not
I'd
call
like
it
to
a
keep
peaceful
things
protest.
simple. Okay.
I did not call it that. We had folks who were there.
Okay.
They're in prison.
Okay, great. I'd like to keep things simple as far as when we talk about federal detainers, and I've talked to several federal law enforcement officials about this. So a detainer is issued when someone's already in custody and confined, jail, prison, court. It's not somebody just plucked off the street randomly, and there's really 3 conditions, and it's and/or probable cause that a foreign national is subject to removal from this country, final deportation order has been issued, or it's a foreign national that's been convicted of a crime and is about to be released. So sanctuary states won't cooperate with federal law enforcement. In Minnesota, do you cooperate sometimes, never, or all the time?
We follow federal law in all 87 counties and all the jurisdictions. Some of them do honor detainer requests.
Some do and some don't.
That's correct.
Okay.
Counties have the ability.
Okay. So, Governor, would you commit here and now, and this is really simple, I think it's commonsensical, to compel state and locals in Minnesota to cooperate with all federal detainers issued by federal law enforcement when it involves a foreign national that's been convicted of a felony? And I'm talking about kidnappers, rapists, child molesters, murderers, predators, parasites, scumbags. In all those
Convicted of a
instances,
felony being held by my state corrections, every time we call.
every single time you're going to do that.
Every time we
in
call them
Minnesota.
and have them come pick it up. What I would ask you to commit to is, are you going to fund ICE's what they don't pay us on detainers?
Well, listen, on detainers and in ICE, I don't call them the Gestapo. And this is my definition of Gestapo, Governor. Real Nazis from 1933 to 1945 that facilitated and participated in the murder of millions. I don't call federal law enforcement officers Gestapo. You were recently quoted. Where's the apology?
Low key though, like calling our law enforcement, basically comparing them to Nazis, is absolutely disrespectful. And you guys should stop, because like the comparison is not there. Just when you try to compare this man to Hitler and the comparison was not there, I was like, all right, well, please point me to the 6 million people that, you know, Trump done taken out since he's Hitler. Remember, it's like, if y'all want to stick to that, please point me to the 6 million people that have been taken out. And the gulag.
Donald Trump.
Oh, no, Donald Trump didn't. Listen, Donald Trump's not here.
Yeah.
You are, Governor.
Yeah.
You're a big boy. Put your big boy
I would
pants on.
ask, don't wear masks. Identify who you are. Don't pull up and
Governor, you called them Gestapo. Will you apologize for that?
And don't pull people.
Will you apologize for that?
Congressman, my job, I'm a history
Okay,
teacher,
so you won't. Okay,
I
we're going to
used
move
a
on. No,
historical
Mr.
reference.
Chairman, I reclaim my time. If you won't answer the question. I think that's hyperbolic demagoguery. I mean, you said that in a speech, maybe you got a little carried away. I don't know if you apologize for that too, that you were, quote, going to kick Republicans' asses. I mean, I didn't say that. You said it. And that's dangerous rhetoric, especially when you use Gestapo. That's lazy too, and it's terribly inaccurate. The fact of the matter is, Again, time and again, you've excused violence and you use dangerous, irresponsible rhetoric.
Yeah.
And you can choose between being on the side of law enforcement or the side of vicious criminals. And you've chosen the latter time and again. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you want to impress your...
I don't know. Maybe it was all them trips to China that he took with his wife. You know, that might have something to do with it. Maybe Walls don't love America like he says he does. And he hates us because, you know, we're not commie like China, where he'd have more power.
limousine liberal friends when you're eating wine and cheese, or you're getting your coffee every morning at the hemp store. I don't know, but I think it's ignorant and I think it's culpable. And I think it's disgusting. I can see why.
Hey, yo, this man grilled him. He said, I don't know if you're getting your coffee at the hemp store. Like, all right, that's funny. He's funny for that one. I'll give him it.
Why the American people on November 5th made it a very bad night for you and a very great night for our future. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Woo! Cooked them the whole way through. A thorough cooking. Thorough. All right, let's go get over to the next grilling.
I yield back.
Now Chair recognizes Mr. Jack.
Is he here?
Okay, Mr. McGuire from Virginia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a yes or no question, hopefully fast because I don't have much time. So each witness one at a time. If you break the law, are you a criminal? Can you guys answer that quickly? We don't have much time.
In certain circumstances, many
The answer
circumstances,
should
yes.
be
Bro. If you break the law, are you a criminal? In certain circumstances, because he knows where they're going with this question. He knows where they're going. Because if he answers yes, then he's like, why do you allow illegals in there? Why don't you, kind of get them for breaking that crime?
yes. If you come across our border illegally breaking our law to come across, are you a criminal? Yes.
If
or
you
no?
speed, are you a criminal? I mean,
Break
that's
the law, that's a crime.
okay.
So if you
Call
come
them a
across our
criminal.
border illegally, you're a criminal. Just want to see if we can get that straight. All right, Governor Pritzker, our
Wow. He really tried to have that. You see, those dumbass arguments always fall apart. They even fall apart in front of the committee, bro. That's crazy. He literally tried to say that, like, bro, when you break a crime, are you a criminal? He's like, well, if you speed, are you a criminal? That was so stupid. Even bro said, yeah, that was stupid. He's like, bro, if you cross over the border illegally, you're a criminal. Okay, let's get right back to it. Because, yeah, you trying to bring up that whole, well, if you speed, are you a criminal? Dog, I mean, let's be real. It's a criminal offense to cross the border. I mean, let's be real. Back in the day, if you got caught with certain things on your person that was legal today, yeah, you were considered a criminal.
illegal aliens counted in the U.S. Census.
Every person in the United States is counted.
Still a criminal.
The census decides how many members each state gets in the U.S. House of Representatives. Year after year, tens of thousands of U.S. Citizens are fleeing the state of Illinois. It ranks only behind Governor Hochul's New York and Governor Newsom's California. You all are protecting and harboring illegal aliens for political purposes. Governor Pritzker, would you support prohibiting illegal aliens from being counted in the census, yes or no?
Your numbers are wrong, sir.
Would you, yes or no?
Your numbers are wrong, sir.
Would you
Constitution says
support
how you
prohibiting
count the
illegal
census.
aliens from being counted in the census? Would you? Or is harboring illegal aliens part of the strategy to get more Democrats in Congress? The bottom line is this: all illegal aliens have committed a crime and should be deported. Any additional act of violence committed by an illegal alien is entirely preventable. All sanctuary jurisdictions are unlawful. Each of you are breaking the law.
Yep.
And my message to you, or the message from the people, is you need to get it straight. Governor Waltz.
No, for real, they do need to get it straight. Cause this is crazy. It's like, yo, you're breaking the law by literally providing sanctuary to criminals. You guys know these guys are criminals. You guys know they broke the law. You may not want to phrase it that way, but they broke the law, and you guys are protecting them. You're betraying the American people. It's low-key treasonous. And yeah, you're also putting your citizens in danger doing this type of idiotic activities or just idiotic subversion of our law. And shout out to my man Dova, man. He says, compared to the propagandized images of Nazis, it's not disrespectful if we're compared to the real deal. We wouldn't have any of these issues as Nazis. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Man, that man done went down that rabbit hole.
Just over 3 weeks ago, you compared ICE agents to Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo. Governor, do you regret those comments?
I regret.
And guys, yes, a misdemeanor is a crime, guys. I just want to let you guys know that. It's still like you can commit the misdemeanor and end up in jail. You know that, right? So yeah, misdemeanor is a crime.
That law
It's a criminal crime. Yes, it goes under that.
enforcement is not following best practices, showing who they are, not taking people off the street, not giving due process.
We
It
would
puts
not
all
have
of
a
us at
country
risk.
without our men and women in law enforcement. Yes
That's
or no?
correct.
All right, now let's get a quick breakdown of what is considered, the violation types of, overstaying your visa, entering illegally, or re-entering after removal. Let's figure out the violation types, okay? Now, overstaying your visa the violation type is a civil crime. Civil, right? Criminal charges, no. Possible penalty, deportation, civil fines. That's it. Entering the country illegally. The violation type is a criminal violation. Yes, it's a criminal violation. Criminal charge as a misdemeanor. Possible penalty up to 6 months in prison plus fines, actually. It was 6 months in prison plus fines. Re-entering after removal. Violation type, criminal. Criminal charge, which would be a felony. The other felony would be, using forged or fraudulent documents, and of course, that's going to be a crime and a felony. Well, violation type is a crime. So yes, entering the country illegally the violation type is criminal.
Correct,
Did
and
you
those
know
who
ICE
show their
officers
faces.
did you know ICE officers are facing 413% increase in assaults?
Don't wear the masks, identify yourself, and work with local law enforcement.
You guys are doxing them. All right, your attacks on ICE officers are putting our law enforcement in deadly situations.
Oh, and if you want me to go ahead and source that from you, I sourced that from 8 U.S. Code Section 1325, improper entry by alien, law, cornell.edu, and also 18 U.S. Code Section 1547, fraud and misuse of visa and permits and others, and aclu.org. Sources.
It led to destructive riots breaking out in Los Angeles last weekend. President Trump had no choice but to step up and stop Los Angeles from burning buildings to the ground. Did you see videos of rioters throwing rocks through the windows of police officers' vehicles while they were driving on the highway? Did you guys see that? We wouldn't have a country without our men and women in law enforcement. In 2023, you signed legislation to expand eligibility to illegal aliens for taxpayer-funded health care, Minnesota driver's license, and free college tuition.
What? Hey, yo, for illegals, basically, we're going to let illegals get free college and we don't get free college? Son of a bitch. Hey, nah, they got that off. I'm not even going to lie. That would have teed me off.
America Last policies. Let's take a look at some of the illegal aliens you so boldly want to support with taxpayer funds.
Please.
I'll probably say his name wrong, but Abrahashad Alimi, illegal alien from Somalia. Criminal history includes convictions of murder, DUI, and disorderly conduct. Eric Martinez Mondragon, illegal alien from Mexico and known member of 18th Street Gang. He served time in robbery and possession of a firearm. And Marco Granda, illegal alien from Ecuador, he was convicted for criminal sexual conduct of a child. The taxpayer-funded incentives you are providing in Minnesota bring in vicious thugs who are robbing, raping, and killing your citizens. And American people are tired of these America Last Marxist policies. We need more patriotism. You know, when I look at a MAGA, to me it means make America great again for all Americans, regardless of party, race, religion, or creed. America first. And that's why we won the presidency and we got the Senate and the House. If you had a basketball team and you hate your basketball team, you will never win. And we have a heart and love all people of the world, but if we can't take care of our country, if we're allowing these illegal criminal aliens to rob, rape, and kill the American people, that is wrong. And that's why we won. And if you guys keep that up, we'll keep winning.
Congressman, can I respond to the 2 cases in Minnesota? I think it's important to the hearing we're having. You want to know what we're doing. Mr. Alami was held in Freeborn County Jail.
So,
Straight resources.
Governor
paid for
Hochul.
that.
Debrina Quam fell asleep on a subway in New York. While she was asleep on a train, she was set on fire and killed
Whoa.
by an illegal alien from Guatemala. This could have been prevented. And what upsets me or strikes me the most is that in Democrat-run cities, people are so desensitized
Hey,
by the
yo.
violence and the policies that people just stood by and watched that happen. What can we do better?
Damn.
The entire situation sickens me to know that that happened in our state. I abhor all crimes, and that one was particularly heinous. And that's why my law enforcement are dedicated to keeping the streets, subways, and communities of our state safe. It's my #1.
Lady, this man literally just said how that's one, not true. Two, a lady was literally just sleeping and set on fire by an illegal. I mean, bro. At that point, you kind of just shut up and listen and just say, you know what, I'm gonna do better. That's all I kind of want to hear from them. No excuses, just I'm gonna do better.
Priority. It's how I've invested enormous amounts of resources. And just for the record, we do cooperate in criminal identification, prosecution, and removal of individuals who commit crimes who are not in this country legally. We want
sound
them
like it.
deported. We cooperate with ICE every day of the week to make our streets safer. I'm
sound
not
like
sure
it.
why that's not breaking through in this hearing. How many times can we say that? We're not supporting this. We don't want these individuals here. We abhor this
like
violence
you
and
do.
crime. So that's the message should be the takeaway. How can we work together? How can you do your job and help us secure the border and have more legal pathways for people who want to be here legally and contribute to our economy, but not the criminals. We are not a sanctuary for any criminals.
Yield back.
Gentleman, time's expired. Now, Chair recognizes Ms. Morrison from Minnesota.
Thank you, Mr.
And all right, let's get to this next one right here. Might be the last one we do from this one. Now, what was it? Okay. This is do you find a difference between an immigrant? Do you find a difference between an immigrant and an illegal immigrant? All right, well, let's get to it.
See.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Waltz, you said that as long as you are governor, immigrants will be welcome in Minnesota. Do you find a difference between an immigrant and an illegal immigrant?
A difference, their status?
Is there a difference? Legal status or otherwise?
Well, the legal status is different, but in Minnesota, we have a long tradition of welcoming.
Okay. ICE in St. Paul arrested a criminal illegal alien who had been convicted for possession of child pornography on a work computer. Do you still stand by your statement that ICE agents are the modern-day Gestapo?
ICE agents need to do a job, but they need to do it within the realm of due process and the law, wearing masks, no notice of who they are, no notice of the.
Yeah, because you guys have threatened to dox these people multiple times, and yes, they can wear a mask. I mean, when you literally got people out here complaining, oh, well, they're wearing a mask, we can't see who they are. What, so you can take a picture and follow their family on Facebook and send them harassing messages? Yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that to them. We're not doing that to our law enforcement. Here's the thing. The reason they're wearing masks is because they predicted how you Dems would act. They knew exactly what you Dems were going for. They knew you guys would want to take pictures of these guys' faces so you can harass them and their family and their friends. Yeah, we're not letting you psychos get to these people and their families. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I want ICE to keep their mask on. If anything, double mask up. Damn near wear sunglasses too.
The vans and picking people up off the streets without that due process. I stand that is wrong and a road towards authoritarianism. I certainly stand by that.
You know, I have one rule. I have a couple rules in my office, but one of them is never compare anything dealing with the Holocaust except for the Holocaust. I think that it desensitizes people about what really went on in Nazi Germany by making any comparisons there. Does Minnesota receive federal tax dollars for any programs that assist illegal immigrants?
Minnesota's federal tax dollars are appropriated by you in Congress, and then we use state dollars under our laws.
During the Biden administration, nearly $1.5 billion was sent to sanctuary states to pay for their illegal immigration policies, housing, health care. Governor Hochul, are crimes committed by illegal aliens preventable, in your opinion?
Our law enforcement is highly trained in how to identify prospective perpetrators, but certainly we try to prevent crimes, and we also work to resolve them and make sure that if there's a crime committed, that people.
Okay.
suspected perpetrators, I would say, ma'am, you failed, because you know who a suspected perpetrator would be to me? Somebody who done already broken an American law of, illegally crossing the border. Like, as soon as I find that guy in my city, he's gonna be, in the red light for committing any other crimes. I'm gonna be honest with you, because he already committed a crime already entering the country. Who's to say he's just not gonna say F it? I might as well break all the laws. F it. Well, sorry, breaking the law, entering the country.
Find their time in court and are incarcerated. That's
Yes,
how it's
ma'am.
always worked.
By definition, illegal aliens are unlawfully present in the United States. They should not be here in the first place to commit crimes. Don't you agree with that?
It depends on the circumstances of coming over. I mean, there's civil violation.
And they're not profiling nobody, guys. ICE is not profiling nobody. They're doing their due diligence. They're having the investigation, and they're just getting these people. And for some reason, mainstream media is spinning it as if, oh, well, they're locking up these innocent people. Who? Please tell me. Who are their names? Please tell me who are their names then, if we're just locking up innocent people. Because I said that about Kilmar Garcia, and look what happened with that. Exactly. See, I might want to sit down and wait for the results to come out, because y'all jumped the gun with Kilmar Garcia and y'all end up looking stupid in the end.
There's also criminals. So it's the federal government's determination on the status of an individual. If they're
But I mean, if they're not here, the crime's not going to be committed.
I think if there was
If
not
they're
a
not going to
single,
be here, ma'am, the crime is not going to be committed.
if there was
a
no one
young
in our
man whose
country, no
fam-
crimes would be committed. I suppose you could say the same thing.
A young man in my district whose family is very close to me lost their son to an illegal alien. And I can guarantee you, if that illegal alien, if we'd followed the laws of the land and there'd been some enforcement,
Never happened.
that young man would be here today. Well, let me ask you this. Why did your state issue say that you are welcome with open arms in reference to illegal aliens? That was a direct quote attributed to you, ma'am.
It's a 400-year history we have in the state of New York of welcoming all. I don't know why we would change that now.
Okay, Governor Pritzker, you mentioned in your opening statement that criminals have no place in our country, but Cook County released numerous criminal migrants last year, including one that was charged with raping a minor. Why would you release a criminal rapist back into your community?
Please answer.
Thank you, Congressman. First of all, we don't need to release somebody if ICE or another law enforcement authority shows up with a judicial warrant. Then that's just the fact. And if somebody gets released, it's usually because they've had due process and determined not to be eligible to be held. That's
Okay, but do you know what happened after that individual was released?
So you're
I don't.
telling me that this guy was brought in for grape, and you released him, and then he went and most likely went out and did it again. And you said, well, he got his due process. And I mean, bro, what? I doubt he got due process, to be quite honest with you. If you guys did a proper investigation into this man, you found out that, yeah, he did it, and you would have held him. No, there was no due process. You guys just let this man go. And that's what they were complaining about all over Chicago, is that they are locking up these people and they're finding them out on the street the next day, these violent offenders that just happen to be illegals. So, yeah, you guys are not doing your due diligence when it comes to these illegal citizens.
But again, a judicial warrant, if appropriate.
I'll tell you, 17 days later, he was charged with a homicide. And in Cook County, he also released a migrant charged with domestic violence in August.
All right, so Pritzker is Illinois. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes absolute sense, because that's been happening all over Chicago. These illegals will get locked up. They did a violent crime. They get locked up. They get let out, and they go do another violent crime. It's just like, are you serious? Like, bro, makes no sense.
To 2024.
Here we are.
You know what this individual was charged with 1 month later?
No, sir, I'm not sure what.
Aggravated criminal sexual assault and abuse of minor. And as
awful.
governor, have you done anything to ensure local and county governments aren't releasing illegal immigrants charged with sexual or violent crimes?
Most likely
As a
not.
matter of fact, first of all, we chase down criminals every single day. We put them in jail. We try them, put them through due process. They get convicted. They get put into our correction system. We do that every single day. You're implying that we're not. We are. In fact, we are.
No. We're saying that you're not doing that to the illegals. We know you do that to citizens for sure. Trust me. We know you lock up U.S. citizens perfectly all day, and that's great. We're glad you give them the proper due process, but Trust me, you're not doing any investigation into these illegals. And one of the reasons why is because when they scan their fingers, there's no record of them. And they kind of don't do anything about it. They don't call ICE or nothing. They just release them. And that's been reported all over Chicago. So you over here sitting here saying that, oh, yeah, well, we make sure we do our due diligence. Yes, you guys do lock up hella people, hella of U.S. citizens every day that are criminals, as you should. But you're not giving that same attention or the same due diligence to the illegals.
Our law enforcement are some of the best in the country. They do their job.
Well, if these laws were enforced, then I would assume these people wouldn't be back out on the streets so freely. How many programs does Illinois have that explicitly supports illegal immigrants?
So we've created programs to deal with not illegal. I mean, we have one program that's related to undocumented people who are.
I'm out of time.
They're
but
the most
the
vulnerable.
answer is at least four health benefits for immigrants, HBIS, health benefits for immigrants, adults, HBI, retention of Illinois students, and equity RISE is the acronym for that act, and the Illinois Dream Fund. And I'm sorry, I'm out of time, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Chair recognizes Mr. Min.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to finish the title of the article that I was trying to read into unanimous consent.
Okay.
And let's see here. Let's go over to Brian Donalds. Go ahead and grilling them as well. Shout out to my man. Let's see. What was it? Yeah, Brian Donalds. Let's go.
Recognize Mr. Donalds from Florida.
Thank you, Chairman. To piggyback off my colleague, Governor Pritzker, how much does the state of Illinois spend on illegal immigration every year?
Damn.
Again, illegal immigration, that's a federal responsibility. They could tell how much is wasted as a result of their failures.
Governor, don't you keep track of how many people are on your Medicaid rolls, how many people who are illegal immigrants in the state of Illinois?
Yo, hold on, go back, because his first answer wasn't even like satisfactory. It's like, what? What did you just say?
Back off my colleague, Governor Pritzker, how much does the state of Illinois spend on illegal immigration every year?
Again, illegal immigration, that's a federal responsibility. They could.
Bro, if California could give us $31 billion that's spent on illegals every year, if California can give us their number, why the hell can't you? And California is a pretty damn big country, oh, my bad, not country, but state, and they're able to give us their numbers. They're able to track down everybody and get it done. Why can't you, being a smaller state? Like, what are you saying here? That makes no sense.
Could tell how much is wasted as a result of their failures.
Governor,
yes, you
don't
do.
you keep track of how many people are on your Medicaid rolls, how many people who are illegal immigrants in the state of Illinois who are getting actually benefits in your state? Doesn't your government keep track of that?
They don't get Medicaid in Illinois or any state, as far as I know.
Governor Pritzker, you do not keep track of any public service dollars in the state of Illinois that goes to illegal immigrants or goes to people in your state who are not legal residents of the United States and of the state of Illinois. You don't keep track of that.
Yeah, let's go back on that question, because bro, like you look real stupid right now if you're saying, yeah, I do not look over the budget that I was assigned governance over. Like, bro, you for real?
In Illinois or any state, as far as I know.
Governor Pritzker, you do not keep track of any public service dollars in the state of Illinois that goes to illegal immigrants or goes to people in your state who are not legal residents of the United States and of the state of Illinois. You don't keep track of that.
We absolutely keep track of our budget, and we're very closely. And in fact, it's been balanced for 7 years in a row.
Motherfucker, that's what he just asked your dumb ass. That's literally what he asked you. He just asked you, yo, okay, well, let me inform me on your budget that goes towards illegals. You just sat there and said, oh, that's the federal job. But your state does it. That's part of your state budget. You know this. And now you want to go over here, well, what you mean? Well, we do look over our state budget. You just sat there and told me how you cannot explain yourself, or you do not have track of one part of your budget what goes towards illegals. You don't even know how to answer that. You don't. He does know the answer, but he's dodging the question.
Unlike the Republican before me, yeah.
You know, it's interesting. I noticed that in the state of Illinois, you guys